While the flu outbreak may be waning, it is still hitting parents and grandparents really hard. In fact, the Centers for Disease Control actually says that senior citizens are dying at the highest rate ever from the flu. The Florida Department of Health says more than 1,000 Floridians have died from the flu and pneumonia just since Christmas. Most of the deaths are among people 75 years old or even older. Dr. James Orlowski from Florida Hospital Tampa joins us now to talk about the flu and what we can still do to fight it. And this is interesting. We have some stats that you were able to share with us. This is from your infection control team. In November, 32 cases of the flu. Then December, 131. That's quite a spike. You guys were very busy. Dropped down a bit in January to 96. So it looks like fewer people are getting sick, but it is still a problem here in the Bay Area. And let's talk about the most vulnerable people.
The most vulnerable are young children and then the elderly. And so those two groups are the ones that we want to protect the most. It's not too late to get the flu shot. It's still available in the Florida area. There's smatterings of shortages, but not in this area at all.
Is the flu vaccine 100% effective?
Nothing's 100% effective. They predict that the flu vaccine's about 62% effective.
Okay.
So about a third of people that get it will still get the flu, but it'll be much milder than if they didn't have the vaccine.
Now, I know people who also will kind of self-treat with over-the-counter medications. Does that make you cringe as a doctor when you start hearing about them mixing and matching different medications?
It does, because the FDA, in fact, just came out with a statement today that there is no approved over-the-counter medicine either to prevent the flu or to treat the flu, and that companies that advertise that their products do this are actually in violation of the law.
Okay, so that is interesting. Is there a combination you always warn people not to put together, or something that you hear a lot in your practice? Like a NyQuil and then something else during the daytime?
Yeah, you have to understand we're in these agents. I mean, NyQuil has a lot of alcohol in it. You have to be careful, especially if you're combining it with Tylenol or acetaminophen.
That's hard on the liver.
Hard on the liver.
Sure.
So you have to be careful, and yeah, those combinations can be dangerous.
Now, the other extreme, you have people as well who decide, you know what, let me try some homeopathic remedies. And I know my doctor actually recommends probiotics for me being pregnant. What are some of the things that you would recommend that would be a little bit more on the natural side?
Well, the two things that I can think of off the top of my head that have at least some data to suggest they may work are homemade chicken soup.
Oh, that sounds like Heather's garlic soup.
Close to it.
It packs a punch.
Yeah.
Yes.
But the chicken soup has been shown in some studies to help. And then Linus Pauling, a number of years ago, about 25, 30 years ago, recommended high doses of vitamin C frequently. And there are studies that suggest that may help. There's other studies that suggest it doesn't work.
Okay, high doses is in 1,000 milligrams
1,000
or
to 2,000 milligrams.
1,000 to 2,000. Okay. Okay. And then, of course, the same old: wash your hands, take care of yourself.
Wash your hands. Yep. Stay away from people that are sick.
But I like your idea. Get someone to make you a nice chicken soup.
Oh,
that
yes.
always helps,
Nothing
doesn't
better.
it?
Nothing better.
Doctor, thank you so much for joining us. By the way, the doctor wants to remind you, as he said, it is not too late to get a flu shot. There is an upcoming Florida Hospital flu clinic. You can learn more about this. You can register just by calling the number on your screen. It is 877-482-4362. We put all that information on our website, WTSP.com.